Fall is the perfect time to harvest marshmallow, and it's one of my favorite herbs in my herb garden. Today I'm going to be digging a few of my roots, and I'll show you 3 different ways that you can process it so you can add it to your home apothecary. Hello, so I dug this marshmallow root today, and I took it and I washed it really well. I used a scrubby brush and scrubbed down, and I chopped them all up pretty finely, and I'm going to chop them up some more. It's really important with marshmallow that you harvest it and process it the same day, because if you dry your marshmallow root, there's a good chance that you're going to lose some of the medicinal qualities. You don't lose all of them. So drying is actually a really good thing to do with them, but if I'm going to make like a glycerite with them or a tincture with them, I would rather use the fresh root than using the dried, because you do lose some of the medicinal qualities when you dry it. So I'm just going to take this whole cutting board of the roots that I have right here that are super clean, chop them up really finely, and then start processing them. So marshmallow is so cool. It's one of my favorite herbs, and I want to show this to you. So this is a root that I washed, and it is, I don't know if you can see it very well. I know I've got poor lighting in here, but I've got to get it done today because I harvested it today. So there was a bend in this root, and where it was injured, I don't know if you guys can see, but the liquid in the root is kind of congealing right there. Can you see? This is... I need to be able to show this to you. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to get it to drip, but if you look, can you see this? Do you see that gummy? it's like spit. It's goopy. It helps with sore throats and coughs, and it's good for congestion. And you can kind of tell it's a mucilagenic herb. But look at that. Do you guys see that? Like, it's slime. Look at that. I hope you can see that. I hope you can see how goopy that is. Anyway, that's how awesome marshmallow root is. And that's one of the reasons why it's important to harvest it and process it on the same day, because you want to keep that goopiness, if that's a word. So I'm just going to chop these real finely. Slice them and dice them. And then I'm going to prepare them 3 different ways for 3 different reasons and purposes. Chopped it up pretty good. I might chop it up a little bit more. So for the tincture, what I did is I used 100 proof vodka, because that's the highest proof that we can get. And I basically put 5 parts vodka to 1 part of the marshmallow root. And I didn't need a whole lot of the marshmallow tincture because we're going to be using the glycerite most of the time. But I did want to have this on hand just in case I needed it. So it looks like there's more marshmallow in here than there is, but there's 5 parts of the 100 proof vodka to 1 part of the marshmallow root in here. And then you shake it. You keep it in a dark space for about 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. I'm probably going to do 8 just because I like keeping it strong. So it's really important that you wash your mushroom or marshmallow root really well, and you will see if you did a good job or not when you do this with the vodka. Okay, so for the vodka, that's that. And that's going to make our marshmallow tincture. This is our marshmallow glycerite. And this is what I use for my kids, or if we have like a sore throat or something like that. This is my favorite go-to because it's got a really good a coating. The glycerite that you put in it, this is what I used. It's vegetable glycerin, and it's food grade, non-GMO, all the really good stuff. And it's got the same texture and consistency as the marshmallow root itself, which is very nice. And so I put 2 parts glycerin in with 1 part marshmallow, and then I'm going to add 1 more part of water. But I wanted you to see the consistency of this. It's kind of goopy, and you can see where in the vodka the marshmallow root sinks. This is so thick that the marshmallow root floats on this one. So the glycerin is very, very goopy. I think it's super cool. But then I put 1 part water in. So 1 part marshmallow root chopped up nicely so there's a lot of surface area to get all that good stuff out. 2 parts glycerin, and then 1 part water again. Forgive the Elsa cup. And then that is all I need for that. And I'm going to shake that up really good. And this is going to be a very big go-to in the winter for sore throats, for congestion, for cough. And since it's glycerin and water, you don't have to worry about whether or not you give it to your kids. And this is good for, if somebody can't have alcohol. So that's going to sit, this is going to sit longer than the tincture is going to sit. So I would sit this probably 2 months for the least amount of time, maybe 2 to 3 months. Now the rest of it I am going to dry, and so I have it chopped up finely, and I put it on this pan, and I really just put it on top of my wood stove like that, put it on the rock, and then I just let it sit there. And that is how I let my roots dry. And it's going to stay there until they are crunchy and there's no more moisture in them, and they will still have that same mucilagenic quality to it when I put them in tea. So it will reconstitute them a little bit so that they can give that soothing, healing, medicinal property that you need back into the water or tea, whatever it is that you're making. You can make a cold infusion with this. You can make a cold infusion with this. You can also make a hot tea infusion with this as well. But once you dry them, stick them with some other stuff, and you've got yourself a good tea. So that is how you process marshmallow root. So you've got the 3 different ways right here. We've got the dried root, which you can also do if you just can't process it today. You can't make the glycerin with it today. You can't do the vodka with it right now. Maybe you don't have it at home or something like that. I don't know. If you can't do it, you can just dry it and then do the other things with it later. But doing it fresh, you're going to get more medicinal qualities from it. And it's just a better way of doing it, I think. And so I don't like to wait too long. I like to do it the same day that I get the roots. So we've got the glycerin, and I always put the glycerins in blue jars just so that I know, just in case the label comes off, I know that this is a glycerin and this is my tincture. So, okay, so here we go. Tincture, glycerin, and then drying it for tea. And this is probably going to take 1 or 2 days. But since it is cold out, we're going to be having the fire on a lot, so I'm not worried about that. Just sitting there, it's going to be consistently drying. Okay, well, that is it for marshmallow and how I process it. I will show you later on. We'll do some videos on different teas that we can make for cold and flu season, as well as other things that are good types of teas. And I'm sure that we're going to have the marshmallow root featured in 1 or 2 of those. But that's it. Marshmallow has got to be one of my favorite herbs. I think it is so cool. The goopiness, the way that it grows is so beautiful. It's like the perfect cottage garden flower, and the birds and the bees love it. So it's a great pollinator. It loves a really wet soil, hence the name Marshmallow, right? So if you have a really a wet area of your garden, Marshmallow is a really great place to grow it. And that is that. So I hope that helped. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I always answer. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and stay blessed.